Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at the Extreme AGL Super Battle Red stage. So this is, well, actually it's the Super Strength stage, but this is the Extreme AGL versus Super Strength stage, and yeah, it's pretty much somewhat decent stage. Obviously, you know, it's a little bit difficult nowadays to measure how difficult the first couple stages were, but it's probably one of the easiest ones to beat free to play. We have some great options. So we have the Limitless Energy Android 17 and 18 free to play Friend Summon LR, which is probably the most difficult unit to get. Well, there's two quite challenging units for free to play players to get actually. So there's the Android 17 and 18, and then there's the Babidi and Deborah, the Wicked Demon and the Lord of the Demon Realm Wicked Wizard and Lord of the Demon Realm, Babidi and Deborah. Those are pretty difficult units to get. So reason being, 17 and 18 are a friend summon unit, but their EZA requires you to complete 50 Dokkan events, which isn't that bad, but it is quite time consuming. There is a guide to that. I do have it up, which I'll place now, just so you guys can click that if you need help there. But the Android 17 and 18, they are pretty good. Attack and defense of 78% when performing super attack. They give extreme class allies 50% defense. They have an additional attack of 78% when performing a super attack against a super class enemy, and they also decrease super class enemies defense by 78%. So they're pretty good. They're really good, and they're like the best free play unit. Not to mention they have a all types lead of 80%, which means we're running under a 80% lead for all of our units, which is pretty good. In fact, the Extreme AGL team is so good, I actually took the game's standard friend summon. I didn't even take like one of the more broken friend summons. You could bring along the LR Margin Vegeta as a friend summon. You could bring along pretty much anything else barring the Super 17 that's non-easy aid, and you do like 10 times better than I do. So yeah, that's how strong the Extreme AGL team is. The Wicked Wizard and Lord of the Demon Realm, Babidi and Deborah, yeah, they're pretty solid. They seal on their 12 key, they stun on their 18 key. They have key +3 and attack and defense of 88%. They also have an additional attack of key of 3 and attack and defense of 40% when your target is an attack down and defense down. Because we're running them alongside the Android 17 and 18, their opposition's always in defense down. And then they gain a high chance of performing a crit when the target enemy is sealed or is stunned, which obviously is great and really works out for them as well. We're not going to get that one too much, but they are going to be able to get their full attack boost, which is pretty good. So that's a nice combo that we're running together. Then in terms of the other units, so we have Cooler, the EZA Cooler. We decided to take him. He's okay, and then we have the Yamu and Spopovich, and we have the Vegeta and Raditz kid. So Cooler, pretty straightforward, just attack and defense of 100%. His attacks are effective against all types as well. All allies get key +2, and enemies attack and defense of -20% when there's a Goku's family category enemy. So that's really solid. He also fires off additional attacks. So we have, you know, considering your chance to fight a Goku's family enemy, I just thought he's really good to bring along. He's gonna float. That's pretty much everything he's gonna do. And same with Yamu and Spopovich, they're also gonna float. So they recover 7% HP when they attack. They also lower attack and defense to the enemy. They gain defense with every hit they take. They gain attack with every super attack performed. They also disable the enemy's guard, but that's not too important here. So yeah, they're also going to float and do a decent job, but they're not going to be anything too crazy. And then we have the Vegeta Kid and Raditz Kid. So Vegeta Kid and Raditz Kid are decent. They have attack and defense of 70%. They have an additional attack and defense of 20% and chance of performing a crit per Pure Saiyans category ally attacking in the same turn. So we're gonna kind of sync them up with this booted in Vegeta, this Pixel April Fool's Vegeta, and he's gonna trigger at least a portion of that passive, which is decent. They also launch an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack when there is another Join Forces category ally attacking in the same turn. Obviously we're not going to be able to fulfill that, so that's the only requirement we're not really going to be able to fulfill, but these guys are also a great option. These guys and the Yamu and Spopovich and the Buta-10 Vegeta are very easy units to get. So they're very easy units to get. They are super duper solid and they will do a lot of good work on the team. So for the most part, the team's quite easy to put together. It is just that really that Android 17 and 18 and that Babidi and Dabura that are going to cost you. Babidi and Dabura being a battlefield currency unit, meaning you have to do ultimate virtual Dokkan, ultimate clash to get them, which isn't always the best, you know. And then we have, yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. The rest are all like really easy to get. So yeah, that's really the worst part of it. The Vegeta, the Budo-10, the Dokkan Budo-10 Vegeta or whatever, he has defense plus 88 at the start of turn, which is great. He stacks his attack and defense for 4 turns, which is also fine. Then he has attack of 88% when performing a super attack, plus an additional attack of 88% when super attacking superclass enemies, which means he's going to get quite a nice sizable boost. He also shares some decent links with that Vegeta and Raditz unit, so they make a very nice pairing, and they are our other pairing. And then finally, obviously, the non-Easy 8 version of Super 17 is our friend lead. Not too important, considering the fact that you can take 1,000 other better AGL leads. But he's a 120% AGL type lead, and he also reduces damage received by 40%. That's pretty much it, because this is the non-Easy 8 version, whereas the Easy 8 version is way better and has a better leader skill. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This team, barring the 2 harder units to kind of put together, was pretty chilled. The Cooler will also set you back in treasure gems, but you need him for the Prime Battle Goku Easy A, so you shouldn't really have that many issues, but I mean, sometimes you can. Sometimes it is, yeah, a little bit concerning. But yeah, I think overall, the stage was relatively easy. It was really straightforward and honestly didn't seem to be that much of an issue. The Android 17 and 18 carry the run so hard, and the Dabura and Babidi also do some great damage. The Kid Raditz and Kid Vegeta units are very strong and very powerful, and they link up really well with the Budo-10 Vegeta. So honestly, this team just rolled very smoothly once it was set up. Everything ran super great. And yeah, it was a very straightforward run. We did really more than fine the whole time through. So I was very happy with how the team performed, and I think they did really well. And if you follow this team, you shouldn't really have that much of a problem. Yeah, really in general. So yeah, if you do end up having any issues though with the stage, as always, gear will help you out. You can always place more gear on your unit. You can give them more gear that will help them, they'll perform better, they'll do better. But of course, you shouldn't really have that big an issue. It is a pretty straightforward stage, especially with how much damage the LR androids do now. I mean, it is pretty nuts, and they basically auto-eliminate anyone in this original SPR. So yeah, pretty good, and I would say pretty straightforward. Only real issues you might have is finding a friend lead, because a lot of people aren't really running the best extreme AGL leads. Units like Majin Vegeta can pretty much solo the ESPR, let alone the SPR. So yeah, try and get those as a friend lead, but I mean, realistically speaking, you should be more than fine. I can't see you having massive issues with this stage. Just maybe farming the androids, and obviously farming the Dabura and Babidi unit is probably the most difficult thing for you, just considering how much of a grind those units actually are. I think is possibly the only real concern that I would say you should have. Other than that, yeah, enjoy yourselves, and yeah, let me know like what kind of team compositions you guys are running. Let me know if this team for you was harder or less hard. Obviously, we're nearing the end of the original category, the original type runs, and we'll start moving into the categories, which should be a lot more interesting. I think there the team compositions will be a bit more interesting, or yeah, a bit of a change up, because here it's basically just finding the highest lead available and then just shoving a whole bunch of type units under it while the friend lead kind of carries the payload. We can see some more interesting strategies when it comes to some of the other stages, which I think is pretty cool, and we'll be able to see that, and I think that'll be pretty good. We even beat this stage so well we didn't even get the Dokkan attack until the final round against the final boss, who would have died anyway. So yeah, overall I was very happy with this team run. But yeah, the Ella androids do help out a lot, so I think that's kind of accepted. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Everything was cool. If you guys enjoyed the video, obviously I would appreciate a like on it. It always helps me out, really does. Just feel good. And I mean, if you have any comments or queries or anything about the teams or anything like that, you can hit me up with it. I'd love to hear. And just I always love the discussion, so always hit me up. But yeah, thanks guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, take care, stay safe, and as always, thank you so much for watching. But until then, bye.